Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I imagine that the hand wringing and the trying to spin this from the Ron Paul campaign is going to be in overdrive because of the revelation that Peter Thiel, an international financier and a member of the Bilderberger steering committee, gave $900,000 to the Ron Paul Super PAC. Now, I know that many people who still insist that Ron Paul is somehow some kind of Superman who's going to come and save us all from the evil Bilderbergers and the plans for Bilderberger society of the future are going to say things like, well, Ron Paul has no control over the super PAC, and whoever decides to give money to it, why, that's outside of his purview. He can't do anything about it. This is the same kind of argument that was made about the neo-Nazi contributions and the connections to neo-Nazi groups and white supremacy. And, you know, if Charles Manson gave $10 to a candidate, it would just be a thing to make you go, that's rather interesting. But if you continuously have connections to various groups, it's not that Ron Paul is going out looking for this per se, but that these individuals are drawn to him for some reason. Now, I ask you, is a Bilderberger steering committee member stupid? Is a billionaire dumb? Is he going to put a $900,000 investment into something if he did not expect some kind of return on that investment? The answer to that is obviously no. And if there are continuous white supremacist groups, neo-Nazi groups, etc., who continuously give money to a Ron Paul campaign, are they all stupid? Or do they all expect to have their interests upheld in a Ron Paul presidency? The answer should be obvious to anybody who is not so determined to have cognitive dissonance and deny the fact that these people are giving money to a candidate that they believe, and rightfully so, is going to support their objectives. And when it comes to the international financier Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal and member of the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group, which of course is Alex Jones's big nefarious group that he's constantly going on about how they're the ones that select the president. Do they? You have to say to yourself that if the Bilderbergs do have a particular plan, then Peter Thiel, being on the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group, would know what that plan was. And if he's giving $900,000 to the Ron Paul campaign, he must conclude what? That the Ron Paul presidency would be one that would be in harmony with the Bilderberg Group. And the reason that might be so is that if the Bilderberg, as it has been portrayed, is about the destruction of nation states in order to establish a new world order, which I contend is already here through finance, and the further destruction of the nation state in order to cement the control of international finance without any kind of national boundaries or national governments that can step in and prevent the rapacious greed of international finance, and the further erosion and destruction of the people of the countries who are involved. And the reason that that seems to be the case is obvious. And that Ron Paul would definitely fall in line with that because his main focus is the complete destruction of the nation state of the United States by destroying the federal government. By destroying the federal government, you take a bulwark away from stopping the rapacious greed of international finance. And that fits right in with Bilderberg ideology. That fits right in with neo-Nazi ideology and all of these other things that would only be hampered by federal government intervention to prevent the kind of activities that they propose and espouse. It's simple. No, he didn't necessarily go to Peter Thiel and say, give money to my super PAC. The real question is, why would an international financier, Bilderberger steering committee member, give money to Ron Paul? Why would neo-Nazis continuously give money to Ron Paul? Not that he's looking for this, not that he's going out for it, but why would these people give money to him? Unless they were expecting something in return and had a reasonable idea that they would get it. I don't imagine to convince anybody that what I'm saying is true who is a die-hard Ron Paul supporter, because you will all twist everything around in any possible way to make it seem like your candidate is untouchable and can never be compromised by anything. Well, obviously, he's been completely compromised because there are groups that continuously give money to him, and they're not stupid. They give money to him because they expect, and rightfully so, that in the end, their policies are going to have free reign in a presidency of his. It's that simple. Thank you. Good day.